Welcome to That's Good Broncos. And despite a Denver Broncos loss, we can still be thankful that Christmas is almost here. I'm personally not a religious man, but I am a firm believer in Jesus Christ's father, Santa Claus. Unlike the football gods, he always delivers in the most spiritual way possible by expressing his unconditional love for me with expensive gifts. And not by throwing 4 interceptions in a single fucking game. There is no way to get around this. The Broncos didn't play well against the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Bengals defense did a great job confusing Peyton Manning and playing a sound, physical game. The shittiest part is the Denver defense, despite not having a single starter in the linebacking core, played pretty well and kept the Broncos in the game. Aqib Talib, who was coming off winning the Defensive Player of the Week award, continued to play flawless football at the cornerback position. In the first quarter, Talib makes an acrobatic interception on this tipped ball and then returns it for his second pick six on the season. That was a tremendous play by Talib, but the theme for the game was great pleasure followed by immediate despair. It's a lot like sleeping with a hooker. On the first play of the next offensive series for the Bengals, Jeremy Hill, who carried me through some fantasy victories this season, busted out an 85-yard touchdown run. This play is disturbing for a couple of reasons. First, our rookie linebacker, Todd Davis, who is filling in for Brandon Marshall, missed the tackle in the backfield, and then the referees missed this clip on TJ Ward. That is a blatant block in the back and should have been an easy call for any ref who had a pair of fucking eyes. Somehow you were able to flag Demaryius Thomas late in the game when his hand barely grazes a face mask, negating a key first down and a 30-yard gain. But you missed the push in the back in the open field. That's a little suspect to me. It was bullshit. And as much as it sucked, we can't blame the refs for their shitty calls or the loss. We can blame our kick coverage teams and mistakes made on the offensive side of the ball. I've said it all season, our coverage units are soft. Everyone wants to blame John Fox for all of the Broncos' problems, but again, you should point your fingers at Denver special teams coach Jeff Rodgers. The Broncos special teams is 8th worst in the league right now. Super Bowls don't come to teams who can't cover punts and kicks. Here's the thing, I'm on vacation, and I'm in a pissy mood because of the loss. And I figure, if the Broncos took the week off, I can too, right? Wrong. Because unlike the Broncos, I approach each day with a Super Bowl mentality. Even though I will never win a Super Bowl, and even though it'll take me 7 years to make the league minimum salary for a shitty player, I'm still here. Just like that one movie with Joaquin Phoenix. And despite there being too many plays from the game that gave me the opposite of an erection, which I believe is IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, I'm going to power through this like it's my first night in prison. The third quarter was the Broncos' only complete quarter of football for the entire game. The Broncos were down 20-7, and right out of the gate, Omar Bolden provided the spark the team desperately needed, returning this opening kick to the Bengals' 21-yard line. On the next play, Manning finds Demaryius Thomas, who takes the ball down to the 2-yard line. Then, our friend from Seinfeld, Newman, gave the gift of pass interference, which allowed my man Bash Anderson to finish the drive with the touchdown. Sadly, this was followed by those hooker fucking feelings of regret as the Bengals returned the next kick back to the Broncos' 30-yard line, which set up the easiest touchdown of Giovanni Bernard's life. But on the next series, He-Manuel Sanders took over the game. He had to outdo Aqib Talib and snagged this one-handed grab that made my eyes water with tears of joy down the right sideline. He-Manuel Sanders finished the drive with a touchdown in true He-Manuel type fashion, overpowering at least 5 Bengal defenders for a touchdown. His shirts. And yes, his shirts are still available at fanbuild.com. Use the promo code ThatsGoodBroncos to get 10% off! Just like JJ Pasadena did. God damn, he looks good in that shirt, and I bet he gets a ton of sweet, sweet love in that thing, if you know what I mean, and I mean pussy. The Bengals were driving again, and right after John Gruden said, Von Miller, who recently watched the new Turtles movie, which takes way too many liberties with the turtle history, shredded the ball right out of Hill's hands, stopping the Bengals from scoring and keeping my dreams alive for just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Peyton Manning, whose arm is fine, took advantage of the turnover and fired the deep ball, and I mean Ron Jeremy, deep down the middle of the field to Demaryius Thomas. Or, for porn enthusiasts, Lexington Steele deep. Then on 3rd and 10, with pressure closing in on Pepe, he hits DT, who shakes and bakes his way for a first down. The drive stays alive, and Emmanuel Sanders poaches a few Tigers by sneaking his way to the back of the end zone for a touchdown, giving the Broncos a 28-7 lead. That excitement and that intensity is how I would have finished this episode if the Broncos were able to hold on to that lead and get the victory. Here's what's sad and disappointing. The Broncos had this victory in their hands. And for the first time in my memory, I can say Peyton Manning lost this game for the team. He threw 3 of his 4 picks in the fourth quarter. Peyton, I still believe in you. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. Mostly because when you threw this pick, you made Broncos baby cry. Do you want to see how Bronco baby reacted to your fourth quarter pick 6? Yeah, he was upset and probably hungry at this point, to be honest. But that didn't stop him from believing and continuing to watch. But at an early age, he learned a valuable lesson. Don't believe in anything because life will kick your ass. And with 1 minute left in the game when you threw your last and worst pick, Bronco baby did this. Poor Broncos baby has been turned into a monster by you, Peyton. As usual, there will be no Big Dick Player Award due to the loss. Instead, I will give the Loose Vagina Player Award to Julius Thomas. Sorry, I will never give it to Peyton Manning. Ever. Not even if he Bill Cosby's me. I could give it to special teams, but I'm going to give it to Julius Too Strong Thomas for allowing Reggie Nelson to overpower him and strip the ball away from Thomas. Not only did Nelson strip the ball, he stripped Thomas's dignity and his nickname, Too Strong, all in one swipe. The only Reggie that could have been stronger than Julius Thomas was Reggie White. After this play, I have invented a new NFL term, strip pick, which I am borrowing from my days as a bouncer at a strip club. Yeah, that's a strip pick. Neither one of them are a good thing. So the Broncos lost 37-28, big deal. The good news is, the game this Sunday against the Raiders will actually matter. The only thing that will make us feel a tiny bit better about a loss is taking a look at how stupid the Bengals are. The Bengals special teams unit destroyed the Broncos on Monday Night Football. They also destroyed themselves when these two idiots ran into each other on this punt return. Good work, idiots. Yeah, I don't have a lot to work with, bear with me. What's this? A picture of a Bengal tiger, the beloved mascot of the Cincinnati Bengals? Hey Cincinnati, the Bengal tiger is an endangered species, so they'll all be dead soon. Just like your Super Bowl hopes. This is a Bronco, and unlike the Bengal tiger, this is a species that is thriving and will probably be alive longer than humans. So take that, Cincinnati. Finally, after the Bengals picked off Peyton Manning, they drew a taunting penalty, costing them 15 yards and what would have probably been 3 points. Let's take a look at Pac-Man Jones waving goodbye to the 15 yards they just lost. Despite all my off-field troubles, nothing can take away from my on-field success. Oh, fuck, 15 yards? But when he retires, he's gonna have a great career as a Walmart greeter. Welcome to Walmart! Pac-Man Jones, still trying to pay off my debts. Thanks for watching That's Good Broncos. Make sure to subscribe to That's Good Sports. And I hope everyone has a happy holiday. Don't forget, true happiness is not measured by love, but by how many gifts you receive this holiday season. So if you don't get very many gifts, you can go to sleep knowing nobody really loves you. It's not that bad. It's how I go to sleep every night. I also want to give a big shout out to Gabriel Herrera for recognizing me in the airport and saying hello. Being recognized for saying fuck and talking about the Broncos is all I could have ever dreamed of. And I'm going to give a shout out to Jack Smith for no real reason other than he has harassed me about it for weeks on Twitter. So Jack Smith, you got your shout out. Jack Smith, Jack Smith, Jack Smith, Jack Smith.
Merry Christmas.